Hello and welcome to Hedgewitch Hearthcraft. I'm Caitlin Rhiannon. Thank you so much for joining me for this look at the week ahead. I'm going to be using tarot and oracle cards to get an idea of the energy for the week of July 5th to 11th, 2020, and also how we can best navigate within or throughout that energy. So I'm going to be pulling 2 cards for every sun sign of the zodiac. The first card is going to be from the Golden Universal Tarot, and that'll give us an idea of what we're going to be dealing with for the coming week. The second card will be from the Faeries Oracle, and that will give us some advice on how we can best deal with the week. So follow along with the whole video, or you can also just skip ahead to the cards that are pulled for your sun sign. If you do skip ahead, make sure you also skip to the very end, because at the end, I'm going to pull a universal manifestation card for everybody to sort of just give us an idea of what kind of energy we should be trying to carry in ourselves over the next week. So make sure that you jump ahead to get some of that goodness. Now, since it is Cancer season, let's go ahead and get started with our lovely Cancers. Cancer, your tarot card for the week of July 5th to 11th, 2020 is the Two of Pentacles. So it might feel like there's a little bit of a juggling act over the coming week, especially where financial and material concerns come into play. It might just feel like things are kind of up in the air. This is especially emphasizing paying attention to your work-life balance, making sure that, yes, you are driving forward to make sure that you are getting everything done that needs to get done, but also that at minimum, your base needs are getting met. You're getting enough rest, you're getting enough food, you're drinking water, you're taking your medication, all of those bare minimum things to take care of you so that these things can actually get done. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this week is Undressing of a Salad reversed. And upright, this card would usually have, or I would interpret it as pretty similarly to the Two of Pentacles, showing balance and holding things and keeping things up and maintained. But when it reverses like this as an advice card, it's telling you that you're trying to juggle too much. It might be better to, take one of those balls out of the air and put it down for now. If you've got so many projects on the go that you can't actually focus on what needs to get done and your own needs, reduce until you can make sure that all of these things are being met to the degree that you need them to be met. Otherwise, you're going to keep trying to keep all of these things up in the air, trying to move yourself forward all at the same time, and probably dealing with a lot of frustration and confusion because you just aren't able to focus in all of these different directions. So put something down before everything comes crashing down around you. Leo, your tarot card for the week of July 5th to 11th, 2020 is the Eight of Swords reversed. So this reversal can be very, very beneficial and freeing and clearing, but it can also be really uncomfortable because that clarity means that you need to see things the way that they actually are and not the way that you have been perceiving them or wanting to see them up until this point. So you are paying more attention to things that you have been ignoring or avoiding paying attention to. If your intuition has been screaming about something, or if you've been suspicious about something, those things are probably going to be confirmed over this next week. And that is, at best, it's uncomfortable. It can cause a lot of stress and a lot of hurt feelings, but this does give you the opportunity to clear out your energy. Remove the people or situations from your life or even things from your life that are dragging you down and keeping you stuck in your past or stuck in uncomfortable memories. And open yourself up to new opportunities, new energies that sing to your soul, that feed you and help elevate you. Now, the oracle card that comes along this week is Arvel Parrot, also reversed. And this is a communication card, so when it reverses, you're not being told to totally shut down, but to be mindful of how much you are communicating. Now, especially as you are dealing with all of these feelings and seeing things the way that they really are, might not be the best time to tell everybody what you're going through. Talk to the people that are closest to you, the people that you know you can trust. But especially if these are secrets coming to light, they might not be yours to share. And even if they are yours to share, now might not be the best time to share them in that heat of passion or panic, because you don't know necessarily who is going to keep the secrets. So be mindful how much you are expressing, and keep some boundaries with, or some limitations with how much you share this week. Virgo, your tarot card for the week of July 5th to 11th, 2020 is the Knight of Wands. So there's a lot of movement this week, a lot of passion, a lot of fire energy that you are just channeling and connecting to and running with. You can use this to fuel you. This is going to be really good for that, just get it done energy. If you've got a whole list of things that need to get burned through, now is the time to do it. You have got the energy to do it. You do run a little bit of a risk of burnout with this card, so be mindful of your energy and be mindful of how what you are doing might be affecting other people as well. Now, the oracle card that comes along this week is Ilby the Retriever. So you are reminded, as you are so passionately and excitedly moving forward in your life and potentially burning old bridges, to also look backward. Ilby the Retriever is all about going back and getting something. So if you are releasing a lot of things right now, you might want to be really mindful of whether or not you are ready to let go of that thing for good. If you are burning bridges or having heated conversations with the people in your life, be mindful of where those conversations might lead and make sure that there's always a path back if you need that. In certain situations, we want to move forward for good, but this is not what's being advised right now, not in all areas of your life. So as you do move forward, try to leave some breadcrumbs for yourself in case you need to retrace your steps. Libra, your tarot card for the week of July 5th to 11th, 2020 is the King of Swords reversed. So this is going to be probably a little bit more of a stressful week, and you're having a hard time, especially with dealing with that stress. When the sword suit imbalances itself like this, feelings can start to be more overwhelming, more driven forward, because you're not so caught up in your head. Your heart is able to take control. And you're having a hard time balancing those feelings with your thoughts. And the way that your thoughts is reacting to your emotional self might not be especially healthy right now. Now, the oracle card that comes along this week is Lacey Moon's Daughter, also reversed. And upright, this would be all about looking forward with optimism and joy. And when she reverses herself, Lacey tells you that you need to pay attention to your past. Look at where you have come from, either to give yourself credit for where you are grounded, where you are rooted, where your feet started before you began to grow and take a step forward, or to address something in your past that is still causing you damage. If your feelings are so out of control that your mind cannot process them, it might be time to go back into those feelings rather than to try and just deal with them and put them away. Go into those feelings and address what is making them rise up like this, especially right now. So this might be a more stressful week, but there is an opportunity to basically address what is triggering you and what is throwing your energies so off kilter. So try to ground yourself and don't overthink it. Scorpio, your tarot card for the week of July 5th to 11th, 2020 is the World. So a lot of things are coming to completion this week. You are wrapping up loose ends, you are ending cycles and potentially beginning new ones. There's a lot of opportunity here to get what you want, to, you are, in a sense, you are reaping what you have sown. So if you haven't done the work, you're not going to get the results that you are expecting. But for the work that you have done, for all of that you have planted and tended to, and all of your efforts, things are finally manifesting in a way that you can reach out and collect and just wrap your arms around and hold into your life. There is a huge sense of potentially of satisfaction here and of feeling like you're getting what you are owed, you're getting what you deserve, and you feel pretty proud of yourself because of that. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is the Singer of Intuition. So as you are collecting all of these good things in your life, you are reminded to keep your intuition strong. Pay attention to that inner sense of knowing without knowing why you know. That will help to guide you forward throughout tying up any further loose ends that need to get done. And if you are collecting something that turns out you didn't actually really want, using this intuitive voice, listening to this intuitive voice, you are able to recognize, oh no, I don't actually want this, that's okay, and refocus your energy before that does come into full completion in your life. So use your intuition this week to know what still needs to get done and to recognize what you might not actually need right now. Sagittarius, your tarot card for the week of July 5th to 11th, 2020 is the Devil reversed. So this is an intense one. This is a major arcana card. So it's more of a cosmic influence than just something that you are doing yourself. But this is because you deserve this, because you have put the gears in motion. Universe is making it a lot easier for you, because this is not an easy card to reverse. This is freeing yourself from situations where you may be stuck, where other people may be manipulating you or trapping you. This can be releasing yourself from addiction or abusive situations at the most extreme end, or just getting yourself out of debt, freeing yourself from being, as I said, stuck or rooted or trapped or bound in place. But you are, in any sense of this, even if it is just a minimal sense of, oh, I'm free, I can move, it is liberating. And it's taken a lot of effort for you to be able to break the chains, as small as they might be, to get from where you have been to where you are going. Now, the oracle card that comes along this week is the Soul Shrinker. And with this one, the advice that comes as you are leaving these situations is to try really hard to not pay attention to the good things in those situations right now. You can give credit to how they helped you grow, and what these situations or people taught you when you are away from them, when you have begun the healing process. You haven't begun the healing process yet because you are still connected, you are still attached, you are still bound to these situations. So until you are actively, totally out and unchained, you are reminded to not so much glorify or romanticize or beautify these toxic or negative or unhealthy situations, because that will add to the temptation to maybe stay, maybe see if they change, maybe see if the situation isn't quite what you think it is. No, the Soul Shrinker tells you that these things are probably just as bad as you have been told, just as bad as you believe, just as bad as you feel on the inside. So don't let those little glimmers of niceness tell you that things might not be as bad as they seem, because there's a big difference between nice and good. Capricorn, your tarot card for the week of July 5th to 11th, 2020 is the King of Swords. So for you, Capricorn, this is a very authoritative card. You are expressing your control over your own life, over what happens in your life, over how you act, and not over how other people act, but you are deciding the extent that other people get to exist in your life or in your circles. You are recognizing a little bit more who has been helpful to you over the last while and who has been either unhelpful or directly harmful to your forward motion, to your growth, to the life that you are trying to build. You're probably going to be spending a lot of this week addressing which of those energies get to stay in your life and how much of it ends up totally cut off or cut out so that it has no further effect on you. This is an almost aggressive card. It's a very sharp-edged sword, and it's almost like a little to no mercy feeling. You're probably feeling pretty fed up with the people that you are done with. That's the energy, it's being done. And the oracle card that comes along with this is the Friends reversed, which is incredibly encouraging for this act of purging the energies that are no longer actually friends. If there are people, especially people that you are keeping in your life that are dragging you down, that you don't really have much of a connection to, you might have had a connection with them, but that connection is in the past. Leave the connection in the past. If you want to avoid animosity and toxicity, it's best to cut that off now rather than letting things bubble up into something really unhelpful or unhealthy. Aquarius, your tarot card for the week of July 5th to 11th, 2020, is the Eight of Cups reversed. So this shows difficulty in dealing with some old feelings. You probably put them away to try and just set them aside, not have to deal with them. I'm done with it. That's fine. I've dealt with it. It's in my past. And then something happens this week. You see something, or you smell something, or you hear a song, and all of those feelings that you put on the shelf just come crashing back down around you. So you really are being called to deal with it and actually deal with it, not just put it all in bottles and put it back on the shelf. You know, locking it all in the closet only works until you need something from the closet, and then it all comes tumbling down on top of you and creates a great big mess that you definitely don't want to have to deal with cleaning up. So all these feelings are creating that little bit of a mess that you're dealing with right now, and you're probably struggling with moving forward from it. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is Spirit Dancer. And this is about doing what is best for you and for others, but like, what is best, what is needed. This is responsibility and doing the necessary work so that you can heal. You're being told that you need to address these feelings. You can't just keep putting them down and putting them down and putting them down, because they always rise back up. And it's probably not very hard to make them rise back up. Like I said, you hear something or you see something and it all comes rushing back clear as day, just like it was when you were right in the middle of it, because you still are, because you haven't processed and released. So Spirit Dancer tells you to do what needs to get done so that you can heal, so that you can actually enjoy life without always coming back to your past states. Pisces, your tarot card for the week of July 5th to 11th, 2020, is the Magician. So a lot of power this week, a lot of manifestation and potential for manifestation, getting it done, getting things started as well. So starting new projects, not totally starting down a new path, but starting to shape the path that you are on into what you want it to bring you. So there is a lot of ability for control, and now the word is manipulation, but manipulation as in change and shape, not manipulating other people. Don't do that. But, manipulate yourself, manipulate your life, manipulate your surroundings into what you want them to be, so that they are fully serving your needs and desires. And that's the potential for this week, is creating the life that you want so that your needs and wants can get met. Now, the oracle card that comes along this week is the Topsy-Turvets. So this is real fun. Things are probably not going to be super clear. So even though you have all of this potential for creation and manifestation and direction, if you're not able to stay grounded, you're probably just going to go spinning in circles or running all over the place without a real focused path. So try to be cautious, stay grounded, look at things from different perspectives too. If it seems like things just aren't working, it might be because you're not doing it the way that it wants to be done. So if you can tweak things, if you can look at it from a little bit of a different angle and see how it might fit in that direction, you might find yourself creating more of what you want with even less effort than you had initially planned. Aries, your tarot card for the week of July 5th to 11th, 2020, is the Two of Cups reversed. So this is frustrating and a little uncomfortable, especially on an emotional level. Your feelings are not being understood. You're probably also not communicating them clearly. There is difficulty in letting yourself be vulnerable, letting yourself lay everything out 100% on the table. You are communicating, but only what you feel safe, what you feel like you are able to communicate. And other people, because they're not able to see all the details or the context or know where you're coming from, they just don't get it. And they might not have the patience to try and decipher what you are trying to tell them. They're not able to read between the lines. You're not able to communicate clearly. So there's probably going to be a sort of feeling of disconnection from the people in your life this week. And especially emotionally, just feeling drained. Now, the oracle card that comes along this week is Sylvanus, also reversed. And this tells you that you can't make people understand. You can't make them do anything, actually. The only person that you are in control of is yourself. And if you are feeling like you need to control other people, or that you are responsible for everybody else and how they behave, it's time to take a little bit of a step back and put that focus on yourself. If your needs aren't getting met because other people aren't doing it, it might not be their job. It might not be their responsibility. So right now, pull it back and meet your own needs, because that is your job. It is your responsibility to take care of yourself right now. It's not necessarily your responsibility to take care of the whole world. You are not the person in charge. Not everything is going to be your call right now, and that's okay. Try to reel it in a little bit and control yourself. Be in charge of you and turn that focus inwards instead of projecting what might not be working out for yourself on other areas of your life. Taurus, your tarot card for the week of July 5th to 11th, 2020, is Death. Yay! So this is, it can be intimidating, it can be uncomfortable, it means change, it means release, but this is hugely beneficial for you, Taurus. You are moving on, you are moving forward, you are leaving parts of yourself and your past behind for good, and that is so good. This has probably been a lot of work. This is effort that you have already put in, that you have been putting in for some time, trying to bury it and leave it behind so that you can be reborn, and that is finally happening. Now, this is the end part of that cycle before the beginning can start again. So that is what can feel really uncomfortable or disconcerting, unfamiliar, because you are going through some kind of transition. You are leaving behind the world that was familiar, the life that you knew, the existence that has been your existence for however long, and you are moving into something entirely new. And that is intimidating. That can be really, really scary, and it can even bring up feelings of panic. But this card is positive. It tells you that you are leaving your past behind so that your future can be born. And if you do feel a little bit freaked out by that over this week, try to just bring it back down and know that you are moving forward in the direction that is best for you. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is the Lady of the Harvest reversed. So while you are transitioning into your new stage of life and leaving all of this past energy behind, you are reminded that not everything is staying in the past. You're not leaving behind absolutely everything. You are not starting with no name and no family and no home from level 0. You have some connections, some roots that you can lean back on when you especially need that extra support. So this reversed Lady of the Harvest, which upright would be very similar to the Death card, it tells you that there are some things that are not done, some things that are not yet ready to be laid to rest as you do move forward into this new life. So go back and pay attention to where you came from and what still matters to you, and hold on to those things rather than allowing yourself to purge absolutely everything in order to start from ground zero. That's not always the best way. Gemini, your tarot card for the week of July 5th to 11th, 2020, is the Star reversed. So there's a lot of uncertainty this week, and probably some feelings of confusion or even anxiety because you're not able to figure out what you need to do. You are standing kind of on a threshold between your past and your future, and who you were and who you are and who you want to be, or the person that you are becoming. You might not even be sure if you want to become the person that you are becoming. There's a lot of questions as to whether or not this is the right path for you. So you run the risk of not moving at all because you're not letting the energy flow through you. You're letting it stay stuck and almost stagnating because you're looking backwards and you're looking forwards, but you're not making any active decisions on what direction to go in. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this is Penelope Dreamweaver. And this is a really optimistic and positive energy. Penelope Dreamweaver tells you that when you can't clearly see the direction that you need to take or the steps that you need to take in order to go in the direction that you want to close your eyes and trust yourself. Follow your heart, not your head. Follow your feet just on their own, because they will naturally take you in the direction that you are supposed to be going in. So with this reversed star energy, universe is kind of not guiding you forward right now. You're not getting the answers that you are asking. If you do ask universe for guidance, the advice that you're getting is probably a little bit muddled, because Penelope Dreamweaver is here saying that you need to find the answers in your own heart. If the direction that you are looking in, the direction that you are trying to move in, is not something that actually feeds your soul, listen to that voice inside of you that's saying, this doesn't resonate. If there is something in your heart that is yearning for something, likewise, listen to that voice, because that is something that you can use right now. That might even be something that you need. So pay more attention to the internal energies than the external energies for answers right now. At the end of my phone and video readings, I like to pull a card from my favorite manifestation deck, the Super Attractor. So I've pulled one for everyone here to sort of give us an idea of what we should be doing with our energy, or a reminder to carry with us throughout the week, to just sort of make it the easiest or best week possible. And the card that I've got for us this week says, when I'm connected to spirit, I feel a sense of certainty, magnitude, and ease that I've never known before. What does that mean to you? To me, this is about using my connection to divine or universe or source to connect myself to my own higher self. And when I'm connected to my higher self, there's no question that I'm on the right path, because I know that I'm doing what I need to be doing for that higher self. That higher self is able to funnel the information down from the cosmos so that I can understand it. And if I'm not doing what is in alignment for my own best good, my higher self can tell me that. So when I'm connected, there's no questions, only answers. But, let me know what that means to you down in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me for this look at the week ahead. I hope that the messages in this video have been resonant and that they can provide just a sort of helpful and relevant compass to guide you throughout the energies of this coming week. Make sure that you like the video if it sung to your soul or if it resonated with you. Let me know in the comments what stood out, what you thought of the cards that were pulled for your sign this week, what you think of the super attractor, and what that says to you this week. And subscribe, because I do a monthly reading. You can also make sure that you watch that to get an idea of what the month is going to bring. And I do weekly readings like this one every week. So subscribe to stay connected for more of those. You can also follow me over on Facebook at Hedgewitch Hearthcraft. I do daily card pulls to give guidance throughout this uncertain world. Just, a few words on how to best navigate throughout the day, kind of like these weekly readings. And that's also the best place to contact me if you ever want to book a full reading of your own. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me for this, and blessed be.